internally. So go to the next page. What is worry? What is worry? What worry really is. Worry is an attachment to a worrisome thought pattern, okay? And a lot of times when we worry, it's out into the future, right? We're worried that we won't have the money. We're worried about our kids. We're worried about our relationships. We're worried about our finances, right? This is, a lot of this is projected into the future. It's an imagined event that hasn't occurred yet, right? So I have this whole big story because we are amazing movie makers. We create incredible dramas and scenarios, right? We're so good at that. Professionals at writing these dramas and these stories. And so there I am creating this whole movie that I'm never going to have a relationship with my son again. Now, Byron Katie does something called the work. And she says, is this true? Do you know this to be completely true? No. I'm going to be broke. Is this true? Is this completely true? I'm going to be homeless. I'm going to be alone forever. I'm never going to find my purpose. Is this true? No. Maybe, but it's not true. So, this imagined reality out here in the future that we're projecting, unfortunately, our body-mind cannot tell the difference between reality and imagination. And so it's not happening right here, but it feels like it is. Now back in cave times, we were built to have these reactions, right? The fight or flight, fear, so that would make us run, right? We were built that way. So unless a saber-toothed lion is coming at you in this moment, you're actually fine. Like right here, right now, even if your whole life, and everybody turn off their cell phones, I just heard a little something. Maybe it was mine. No, it wasn't me. So these imagined scenarios, this is what I was saying. So even if your entire life outside these four walls is a complete debacle, right? Right here, you're fine. You're sweating, but you're fine, right? We're good. We are at the Standard Hotel. We all have spa passes later. And think of the rest of the world, right? So in this moment is where peace lives. And that is why mindfulness, the art of getting back into the here and now, is the antidote to anxiety and fear. The tools that I'm going to give you today are tools that are so practical. They're not esoteric concepts. They're not slippery fish. They're like, here's a tool, here's how I can use it in my life. That's what I love about the course that I teach, the way that I work. It's very practical, it's very relatable, and it's usable. There's so much out there that's very esoteric, and I think we need that for high-level consciousness and spirituality. But how do we apply that to our lives? It gets a little confusing. So these tools are like, here's a tool, and that's what I would do. 4 a.m., there's my boyfriend right there. He'd be next to me. 4 a.m., I'm awake, can't sleep. Take the toolbox out, start doing my tools. 1, 2, sleep. So these are, self-coping tools, self-soothing tools. The first one, oh, wait a minute. Let me back up. So why mindfulness? Why is mindfulness the perfect antidote to anxiety and fear? John Kabat-Zinn, incredible leader in the mindfulness world. He's like the it man. Read books that he has written. He's profoundly brilliant.
What is his name again?
It's right here. He's written this quote, John Kabat-Zinn. He says, because there are no drugs that will make you immune to stress or pain, or that will magically solve your problems. It will take conscious effort on your part to move in the direction of healing and peace. This means learning to work with the very stress and pain that is causing you to suffer. So like I was talking about in the beginning of this workshop, what we love to do is take the rug and say, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, and use our distractions. So I want you to think about what your distractions are, okay? What are your distractions? Now, I love having a great glass of wine, love my Chardonnay, right? But if I'm having 3 of them, where are we at? Is it a great glass of Chardonnay, or am I using it to distract from pain? I love watching, what's my Millionaire Matchmaker, right? But if I'm sitting there for hours and I'm in tunnel vision and I'm using it as a distraction from my pain, then it's not a good thing, right? So all of these things, there's nothing wrong with having wine. There's nothing wrong with shopping and television and whatever. There's nothing wrong with those things unless you are using them as an escape, as a Band-Aid. So I want you to just write down right now, what are your distractions? Where do you go to? So that when you go do that, next time, you can have an awareness to check in and say, why am I doing this? Because I want a glass of wine, or because I want to get out of this pain that I'm in right now? So it's not a magic pill, mindfulness, right? What did I say? I didn't say I took my anxiety from a 10 to a 0. I said I took it from a 10 to a 5. I still was living with some of the suffering because it was real. It was happening in my life. But it wasn't where I was out of control and I couldn't manage it. So that's why mindfulness is dealing with reality head on, not hiding from it. You know, fear is just like a bully. When you hide and run away from it, that bully gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But when you confront it and you accept life where it is without trying to change it at first, just be with what is happening. My son does not live with me anymore. And I have to walk past his room. Now, he wasn't dead. Some mothers have to deal with that, right? So for 4 months, I had to walk past that room. That was really real. And I dealt with that. I dealt with that pain and that suffering, but it wasn't unmanageable. So the first tool is probably the most powerful tool, and if I delivered it and we ended and we went to go jump in the pool after, we would be good. It's that powerful, this first tool. And it's the art of becoming the audience. Okay? So here's your brain, right? Obsessive thinking, freaking out, worrying about the future, regretting the past, the thoughts. They're going round and round and round. So there's the you that's flipping the fuck out. But there's also the you that is the audience. That is consciousness. That is awareness. That is being. And that is your power place. So there I would be in the bed. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm freaking out. And then I would say, is this true, Jen? Do you know this to be true? No. Go get a tool. Fuck you. Go get a tool. Go get a tool. So that place of being the you that sees the you as freaking out is so powerful. We all possess this, okay? It's imagining like when you die, this doesn't die. This is your essence, your highest point of self. This is God. That's who you are. That's who you are. So it's an access into that space to be that while you're being this simultaneously. Basically, coaching yourself off the ledge so you don't jump off of it. Here's a great analogy. This will like land it for you. You're in a movie theater, right? The movie hasn't started, and you're a little cold, you're excited, got your popcorn, you feel the coolness of the seat, right? The dark theater, you're there in the theater. Movie starts. You're so sucked in. You're crying, you're feeling, you're laughing, you're so sucked into the drama that you forget that you're sitting in the audience. You forget. You're so sucked into the drama that's being created. It's not reality, right? It's a drama that you cannot remember that you're in a cold, dark theater. It just goes away. That's what happens to us. So we just have to remember that we're in the theater and that this is not real. And we're making this shit up. It's not real. And the second you get that and you can move back and forth, right, and be there, it's so powerful. So I want you to remember that, being the audience, being the witness, right?